I'm Vivian Brown, I'm the editor of the Bear News, and this is a Bear Moment with RPT Chairman Tom Mechler. Mr. Mechler, thank you so much for joining me today.
It's my pleasure.
Really appreciate you being here. Let's jump right in. Tuesday, the Republican voter turnout was 53.43% of the vote. What does that say for enthusiasm in Bear County, and was that comparable statewide?
Yeah, we've seen this election was remarkable in terms of the number of voters that we have. We broke all the records at this point. Statewide, it was 1.4 in 08 and in 2012. But this time we had 2.8 million voters, 2.83 actually, million voters. And so that's taken this thing to a whole different level. I believe personally as the state chairman, that the reason this has been such a successful election is because we had it on March 1st. The only states that went before us are the 4 early states that had to have them in February. But in this situation, Texans actually had a voice in this thing, and I think we're seeing the impact of that. We were very prominent out there. Most of your listeners will remember back in 12, it had been postponed and pretty much had been over by the time the primary had already been decided. By the time the candidate selection had already been over by the time it came to Texas. All different this time. This time we had a say, and we saw that in the voting turnout numbers in the primary. So when we have that big of a surge like that, and the Democrats are actually struggling, they're lower. Of course, as you would know, they got some troubled candidates at this point. They've got one that's a socialist. He's an avowed socialist. Hinojosa, the chairman of the Democratic Party of Texas, said in Houston in another forum that I had with him, essentially, that Bernie Sanders' socialist values are the values of the Democratic Party. So he admitted that they are a socialist party. And so what happened, they have him running, of course, against the woman who is being investigated by the FBI, as confirmed by the FBI director himself when he said, I am overseeing this investigation. I don't think any of your listeners, I don't think most Texans or most Americans expect the Attorney General of the United States to actually do anything about Hillary being investigated by the FBI. So if she was innocent, I think that the report would have already been released, but obviously it hasn't been, and so that makes it looks like it's going to be postponed until after the election. The people have a right to know the truth, and they're not going to get that truth under this administration with Hillary Clinton. All that to say this, that there's such a surge of Republicans that have come and voted in this primary. That momentum and enthusiasm, I believe, will carry us all the way through November. All the momentum is on our side, and the Democrats are in serious trouble in Texas.
Well, it's very encouraging that we had such a large voter turnout. The RPT Convention is coming up in May. Tell me about the convention and what can delegates expect?
Well, it's the second week of May from the 12th to the 14th. It's in Dallas. I'd encourage all Republicans to attend their state convention. My goal as a state chairman is this one's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be like a big pep rally. But it'll be a lot of great speeches, of course, but also a lot of the party business will be taken care of. The chair and the vice chair will be selected. The platform will be drafted and approved. The rules of the party will be looked at as whether there needs to be any modifications to that. But the main thing is it's a chance to come together as a party. And as we've seen in House District 118 here in southern Bexar County, when our party unites together, great things begin to happen, as we did here. The state party uniting with the local Bexar County and also with the candidate and some other Republican organizations. Working together as a team, we will be victorious. We will take the fight to the Democrats everywhere in the state of Texas, as we've demonstrated by our determination in House District 118. It's going to be a great time together. The slogan, I guess, for the convention is Unite to Win. That is what we know is a recipe to win, and I hope that everybody will come. All the delegates, many of the delegates from here will unite, that are going to the precinct convention, the county convention. I hope that they will come on to the state convention and be a part of that process, and let's go have some fun together.
Well, I know Bexar County is expected to have a large delegation at the convention. We're really looking forward to that. What are your specific goals as we move forward to November?
My biggest goal is minority engagement. Our party is the conservative party, the Democrats are the liberal party. There's only two types of philosophy here. I mean, there may be various shades of that, those different concepts, but there's liberals and there's conservatives. We're the conservative party, is the Republican Party. I think there's many people who currently think that they're a part of the Democratic Party because that party represents their values. But there's a disconnect. These are very conservative. Minority communities are very conservative communities. We all know that to be the case. We've seen that over and over again in Bexar County. It's our job as a party to take our message to the minority communities and share with them that we believe that we share common values and interests, and that we hope that they'll agree and see that, and they'll come over and be a part of what we're doing. Because we need their help. We need them. They're an important part of our state, obviously, but they're also an important part of our party and our future as a party. So my goal as a state chairman is, first of all, to unite all conservatives in Texas into the Republican Party, and to make sure that all Republicans feel comfortable in their party. That's part of the unity message I just spoke about just a few minutes ago. That's how we go forward, and that's how we go forward and win big. And from there, we'll do what we can to help other states, the battleground states. We have got to elect a Republican to the presidency this time. You know, the Supreme Court is a perfect example of why that is so critical with the passing of Scalia, Justice Scalia, who's one of our great conservatives. We need to make sure we have a conservative Republican president so that the next Supreme Court justice is a conservative.
Well, I know we have a lot to look forward to. I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me today. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. This has been a Bear Moment with Chairman Tom Mechler. Please stay tuned next month for our next Bear Moment.
Thank you for having me today. It's
You're
a pleasure
welcome.
to talk to everybody.
Thank you.